A big portion of adrenaline is brought to you by LAMAX Electronics, general partner LAMAX Grand Prix of Czech Republic. The main partner of the LAMAX Grand Prix of the Czech Republic is Beto Company Storage Systems. Partners of WSC are Peugeot, TrueCam, Bio Oil, Motorsport TV and Zabel. It's May, it's spring and pleasant warm weather in the western region of the Czech Republic. That was the backdrop for another stop of the World Sidecarcross Circus. Welcome to Nepomuk, an historical town in West Bohemia. The main regional city is Pilsen, the origin of one of the world's most famous beers, Pilsner Urquell. But there's much more going on in West Bohemia than drinking beer. And what about another cracking episode of World Sidecarcross? Welcome to Kramelin. Round 5 of this year's World Championship was the LAMAX Grand Prix of the Czech Republic, and for the 9th time this race came to one of the fastest tracks on the calendar, and that's Kramelin. So enjoy yourselves. And what's coming up today? Well, we've got analysis of Saturday qualifying. Then we go inside a factory producing some of the world's best shock absorbers. And part 2 of our report will be devoted to Sunday's drama as the races unfolded before a record audience. The 2018 championship began in Holland in the worst possible way for Etienne Bax, who broke his collarbone. Valentin Giraud began the season well and took round 2 in his native France, but at the next Grand Prix in Spain, his passenger Elvis Muchenieks was injured. He's now out for the rest of the season. Bax and Stupilis had yet more problems when the engine died before the start of race 1, so Marvin van Leeuwenhoek had his first overall win. Round 4 was in Ukraine, where the reigning world champion was desperate to put the misery of the past behind him. And they were on fire, winning the first race, but then came the start of race 2 and it all went wrong. There was a big crash and the result, Etienne Bax's left shoulder was dislocated. Meanwhile, Marvin van Leeuwenhoek and Ben van den Bogart, the Belgian-Dutch pair, took another win and moved further ahead in the table. 16 points behind Kern Hermans and Nicolas Musset. Now 8th, Etienne Bax and Kasper Stupilis already way behind on total points. The other crews all came to do battle in the Czech Republic, and there was much battle to be done. 46 crews went through scrutineering, and that's the highest number of starters this year. Geographically, the Czech Republic, sitting in the centre of Europe, is accessible to all, and that's a big help. Let's take a look at this 1700-metre Kramelin circuit. The spectacular track is set on a very steep hillside. Above all, a scary downhill section beside the woods takes real guts. And there are plenty of big jumps in Kramelin. It's not for the faint-hearted. Poor Etienne Bax was really on the back foot with his injuries, and we wondered how he was coping just 6 days after a nasty fall.
Today is actually not so bad. You know, I had a big crash last week in Ukraine. My shoulder was out for more than 5 hours, and that's normally too long. So I had a lot of physio this week, a lot of good help from the right people. Yesterday I was even to Orthema to make a custom-made brace. So we did everything what we could to be as best prepared for this race.
So to the start of Q1, and the red plate holders Marvin van der Kenne and Ben van den Boogaard were in great form. A hard scrap for third place involved Britain Stuart Brown and Belgian Arne Dierkens, the latter crew eventually getting the verdict. That was third wrapped up, while second place went to the 82 crew, Etienne Bax and Casper Stupelis. Bax and Stupelis showed on Saturday just how tough they really are, finishing high up the field despite huge pain. But they were no match for the guys in front, Marvin van Lucana and Ben van den Boogaard. With this win, they took pole position for the start of both Sunday races, and a solid fifth went to the Finnish Kunas brothers. Now the second qualified table with two more great stars from this year, Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset.
We do our job what we normally also do, and we do our best, and but we will see where the end is. The season is beginning, it's only the 5th GP, so the season is long, and if you have too much pressure on yourself then you make mistakes, I think, and when you are relaxed it's a lot better.
Like Van Lucana, Hermans is amazingly calm and controlled ahead of the second qualifier. Hermans took the whole shot from more young guns, Austrians Weiss and Schneider. But it all came to nothing because Hermans was then sidelined with a mechanical fault. More youngsters, Julian Veldman and Glenn Janssens, then took over. Davy Sanders and Andreas Haller qualified second place with a great performance. Benjamin Weiss, Thomas Cermak and Kurt Varek were hard at it too, but that all changed when the Czech Cermak brothers hit problems. The second qualifier was won by Veldman and Janssens ahead of Sanders and Haller, with Weiss and Schneider third. The World Sidecarcross Championship is changing. More and more teenagers and young bloods are taking part. Among these are also the Czech brothers Pavel and Martin Hroch. This pair are in the World Championship for the first time this year, and they're on a steep learning curve.
Určitě je tady velká konkurence a
It's a tough competition in this championship for sure. Good qualifying, this is now the most important thing for us. In pre-qualifying we were 9th, so it's looking quite good for the qualifying race. We'll see what happens. But for us it's all new. Almost everywhere it's a new track for us, so we're gaining an experience.
Takže sbíráme zkušenosti.
The Czech brothers were doing very well on home ground on Saturday, and after a good ride, they eventually took 10th place. We're happy that we did it, and hopefully tomorrow it will be similar. We had a bit of a trouble with the start, but now we hope it will be good and we'll get some points. We will try to do our very best, and we want points. These brothers went through, but that was not the case for the faster Czech crew, Thomas and Andrei Cermak. They ended up in the last chance to make Sunday's races. And there was a happy ending for Koen Hermans. They solved their electrical problem, and second in the table, Hermans Mousset came out on top of last chance to make it through to Sunday. Second fastest and therefore through were Thomas and Andrei Cermak, which was good news for them, but it was 26th place and a back row for them. Justin Kerben, Lucas Pudlow, Fabian Hoffmann and George Kins all qualified for Sunday. Now let's look at some technology, specifically dampers. There are several manufacturers of shock absorbers in the world of racing, and one of them is the French company Boss Suspension.
Mostly these are the three sectors where we are very present. Of course, on the motorcycle we are on a sidecar, where we are supporting Valentin Giraud for his competitions. And you know that Valentin Giraud is on the top level in the World Championship for sidecar. And we are very, very proud to be the partner of Valentin Giraud on this sector.
Boss suspension is used primarily in motorsports, for example, the World Rally Championship Toyota team. But this year we can also watch a new Boss team in MXGP, and thanks to Valentin Giraud, this brand is also now here in our WSC series. Making shock absorbers for such a specific machine was not easy.
It's a great work because it's not very easy to understand what the sidecar work, you know, because it's not. I already say, but it's not a car and it's not a motorbike, so it's very strange, but it's very interesting.
Nevertheless, as Valentin Giraud's efforts show, and with his experience, it seems that he's done a good job. Giraud can give the engineers the right feedback.
Valentin is a great rider, and his experience is good for us because Boss is a new brand of suspension in the sidecar. He's really listening to the staff, and when we are in testing, we talk like colleagues. So the cooperation was very good, and.
The field of world motorsport is limited, and with Sidecarcross currently on a big upswing, it's logical that involvement in this sport is attractive for every manufacturer.
Yes, for sure. The plan is to increase our market in the sidecar. So more products, and in France or in the World Championship, it's a plan for Boss Suspension to increase its market.
This racing damper factory here has been doing well for years, and it's really a compact workshop and development centre at the same time. The 30 or so people here are excited about the future.
We are all very ambitious, and we are still on the stage where we are looking for some new possibilities of development. Every day we are thinking about new possibilities of development. Always on the sector of the competition for cars, for motorcycles, for VTT, but we are really working very hard to diversify our activity to find some new possibilities of development.
The skilled people working here on the outskirts of Toulouse give Valentin Giraud confidence in the product, and that can only be good. The Grand Prix in Kremlin was blessed with beautiful weather, and that was welcomed by the fans as well as the president of the Auto Club of the Czech Republic, Jan Stovicek.
I'm very happy because it was a very successful weekend. I think the organizer showed his best as usually. We had a big field, a lot of riders, and we had a lot of spectators, a big crowd. I think it could be something like 5,000 people. So I'm glad this sport is attractive, and I'm glad there is a very good promoter for the sport, and we will support this for next years for sure.
Now we're heading for World Championship leader Marvin van Leeuwenhoek.
Yesterday we had a very good day. We take the whole shot and can lead all the race. It was a very good day, and the feeling was good. And I hope today the same. But we will see. The start is important, like every time. And yeah, we can do just our best. We go on the gate and I think inside, like yesterday, and then we hope for a good start. And then we will see for the rest of the race.
Earlier in the season, the young Belgian Arno Dierkens certainly had his share of mechanical problems. In Kramelin, though, things were looking much better.
Yesterday was good. We showed some good speed. We had a good feeling. We changed a lot from the suspension from the other weekends, and we have no bad luck. So it was good. We started second and we finished third. It was just a bit after halfway, after 10 minutes or something, something hit the front brake, and it was a small hole in the hose of the front brake, and then the oil went out. So I hadn't the front brake, but we couldn't finish, and it was good. We finished third, so fifth for tomorrow.
Saturday's qualifying was dominated by the Sidecarcross youth. One such is Julian Veldman and his new co-driver Glenn Janssens.
Qualification, the race was okay. We started on the 5th place. One lap after the first lap we passed 2 teams, I think, and then during the race we passed the second one, and the last laps Koen Hermans fell down, and we could pass him.
The scene for Sunday's first race was set, and the top 30 gladiators were ready for Kramelin's arena. So let's see what occurred. Marvin van Leeuwen and Ben van den Bogart hole-shotted from pole position ahead of Veldman and Janssens. Coming from the furthest outside slot, Valentin Giraud and Johnny Badair were incredible. Conversely, a shocking start by the struggling Etienne Bax and Kasper Stoupelis saw them out of the top 10, but they immediately began to fight hard and were well and truly in the mix by lap 2. This number 82 crew had determination by the bucketful. Bax was overtaking wherever and whoever he could, and in this case compatriot Gert van Verven. The world champion kept the hammer down and suddenly was dicing with the Austrians Weiss and Schneider. That was already 5th place. However, Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset were also fighting up from the back because they'd broken down on Saturday and started from 25th position on row 2. But Hermans is in great shape, and matched with Frenchman Nicolas Mousset, reigning world champion, it obviously works. But Stuart Brown and Joe Millard were also ahead of them, but they had a major mishap. Joe Millard had almost dropped out of the front, and time was lost as he fought to regain position. Back to the fight for the podium places, Etienne Bax and Kasper Stoupelis showed enormous courage and energy and were sitting 4th. The fight for 3rd place was hard, and Bax took no prisoners. Giraud and Badair were then 4th. In the closing stages of the first Sunday race, there was still time left, and Etienne Bax made every second count, using it to good effect on Julian Veldman. The only one Bax did not catch was Marvin van Leeuwen. He got a safe lead, and with Ben van den Bogart could celebrate the victory well ahead of the finish line. The Belgian-Dutch duo took the first step to a 3rd overall victory. In front of thousands of fans, Marvin van Leeuwen had scored 25 more points. After an astonishing ride hunting down their rivals, Etienne Bax and Kasper Stoupelis were second, with 3rd place being a great result for Julian Veldman and Glenn Janssens. From 25th on the start to 5th at the end, Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset could feel justly pleased with their efforts. The first of 2 Sunday races was an absolute cracker. There was so much going on all the way down the field. Spectators needed eyes in the backs of their heads. Just fantastic sidecarcross. The greatest warrior of all, and a wounded lion to boot, that's what made Etienne Bax king of last season. One prey, however, continues to escape.
We had the hole shot, and then it's
little bit more easy to control the race. And yeah, with the second heat in our mind, we could go smooth, and I hope to finish in the second heat also at the first place. I think it's a 50-50 job. You must trust each other, and I put my trust in Marvin, he put his trust in mine, and it works.
Some satisfaction was evident with Etienne Bax and Kasper Stoupelis. That was confirmed to us personally by the Latvian co-driver.
That was a great race. This is how we like to do, but obviously if we want to win, we need to have a better start. But for me, I think for Etienne also, till Wednesday afternoon or evening, we even did not know if we will show up here. Finally, I wish we will put two good, solid results together and be on the podium or win the GP. That's the goal.
It matters not if you have 3 broken ribs, a broken collarbone or a dislocated shoulder. The goal stays the same. The desire to win just blanks out the pain and overcomes it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to World Sidecarcross. Marvin van Luken and Ben van den Bogart also shot ahead in race 2, but this time Etienne Bax and Kasper Stoupelis started well, with Valentin Giraud getting another flyer. However, number 15 Kurt Varrick and Loris Dieders cut across in front, pushing Giraud to 4th. In 5th were Veldman and Janssens, 6th Dierkens and Rostang, 7th the Finnish brothers Kunas, and 8th Sanders and Haller, until Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset overtook them. Hermans was really up for it this time and soon mixed it with Rico and Larry Kunas. A great performance in the second race came from Estonian Kurt Varrick and his Latvian passenger Loris Dieders. They kept Giraud and Badera at arm's length. Additionally, Valentin Giraud had another crisis situation when Hermans and Mousset pounced on the 4th place. Sadly, the well-run Grand Prix of the Czech Republic ended in disappointment for the promising Julian Veldman, and as you can see, it was mechanical. A great battle throughout was fought between Stuart Brown, Joe Millard and Arno Dierkens, Luke Rostang, with an even more dramatic fight taking place for overall victory. Etienne Bax was like a dog with a bone, inches away from Marvin van Luken when there was contact between the two. This might well have given Bax his shoulder a tweak and could have been nasty, but with a shake of the head, Bax decided that was that. His last throw of the dice had not come off. Marvin van Luken and Ben van den Bogart were still under pressure, but they brought it home for their second race win and overall victory. For the first time in van Luken's career, Etienne Bax and Kasper Stoupelis took second, and Kurt Varrick finished 3rd place in race 2 and for the first time stood on the overall podium. Fourth place from row 2, Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset made the best of a bad job from a dodgy Saturday. Disappointingly, the Czech brothers Thomas and Andrei Chermak failed miserably on home soil. On the other hand, Estonia's Kurt Varrick and Latvian Loris Dieders were brilliant together, with a podium first.
This moment, it's feeling it's very good. It's first time for my life. The second race, it's very hard. Start, it's good. I think 4th place, and after this, it's everybody. Top 10, it's driving full gas, and not easy.
Etienne Bax and Kasper Stoupelis were simply heroic on Sunday, and despite the great pain, finished 2nd overall.
At this moment it hurts. It hurts already all weekend, but we could manage to tape it well, and my brace from Optema did work quite well, and yeah, I think on Wednesday it was not even sure if we go racing, so I think we can be happy with this result. But yeah, without a win, I'm anyway disappointed. So For me, it's a little bit disappointed. I had the feeling after race 1 that we could win this GP, and it did not happen. So we need to work harder and come back stronger next time.
Very much in the groove are Marvin van Leeuwen and Ben van den Boogaard, with the LAMAX Grand Prix of the Czech Republic becoming their latest prize.
Perfect weekend we had over the whole weekend. Every time the first place. It's crazy. Feeling so good. Big thanks to our team. She worked a lot. Also to Ben, everyone. Thank you so much.
Marvin van Leeuwen won for the 3rd time in a row, and his winning run just carries him onwards and upwards in the World Championship table. And here are the next 6 after the 5 Grand Prix so far. Kremlin showcased this exciting sport and the extreme courage of Etienne Bax and Kasper Stupoulis. They took the special prize for the biggest star of the race. Well done, gentlemen. Huge respect, and come back strong.
We never stop, so going when you finish. And even when we bleed, still believe that we can win this. We got what's underneath. You're all about that image. We never even stop at the top, no limits. Champions. And we're the champions. And we're the champions. And we're the champions. So bring it on.
Partners of WSC are Peugeot, TrueCam, BO Oil, Motorsport TV and Zabel. The main partner of the LAMAX Grand Prix of the Czech Republic is Beto Company, Storage Systems. A big portion of adrenaline is brought to you by LAMAX Electronics, general partner LAMAX Grand Prix of Czech Republic.